He threw that patch on, make it look like he was in a club, but he was never in a club.
They want to be able to tack like 15 felonies upon jaywalking across the street. This outlaw motorcycle member and it doesn't matter what they stack on you.
Because they're a friend or they know somebody and they start hanging them around and making them official hang around. Next thing you know, they're prospecting. Before you know it, they got a patch. And I'm going, you've never been in a club.
His dad was a bandito. He borrowed $100 from the club. It might have been 1,000. I don't know. But his own son was 86.
I think it was from that point on, I was like, one day, I'm going to be one of those guys.
And he said, if you don't get on a stand, you're going to lose. You're going to jail. I said, I can't take the stand.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we got a special guest joining us. We got Repo Rod. What's up, Repo?
What's happening, man?
Chilling. How you been?
I'm doing good. This will take the boredom off of my drive.
Yeah, always on the road. You're always on the road, man.
That's right. That's right. I got about 1,200 more miles to go yet today before I stop.
Yeah, you get to enjoy the nice weather.
Yeah, it's 67 here right now.
Damn. You're lucky, man.
Yeah, I guess.
Shit. So today we're talking about the Iron Order Motorcycle Club.
Iron Order Cop Club.
The Motorcycle Cop Club.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I've done some research on these guys, and they claim that they're not a cop club, but there's too much evidence out there that they are a cop club. I mean, here, Exhibit A. That's pretty much all you need. All right, case closed.
Yeah.
Fucking cop club. These are their prospects. Oh, man. Like, okay, you're not a cop club. What's this then?
Mm-hmm.
So they accept law enforcement, police officers, and COs, correctional officers.
Uh-huh.
But they claim that they're not law enforcement club.
Yeah.
But they have a diamond in their logo. They say it's a sideways cube with an 8 in it. It's a diamond. Come on, call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
And my bad, their logo's upside down. Oops. So you see the 0 there?
Yeah.
It's normally an 8. I forgot where I got this, somewhere on Facebook. They got quite a few Facebook pages that are dedicated to the Iron Order. So they're a pretty well liked club, huh?
Yep. There's a number of them, though. It's like Centurions and a few others, but they're primarily the big cop club.
They're huge, and they're pretty big.
Yeah.
They're in almost every state in the United States, and they're in 8 different countries.
Yeah. Nothing like getting all the corrupt cops together into one thing.
And it's pretty crazy because I read quite a bit about this club, and there's a common theme when you hear what I'm going to read you guys. There's a common occurrence, and you'll be able to pick up on that pretty quick. So here, let me give you a little background on this club. The Iron Order Motorcycle Club is a motorcycle club that was formed July 4th, 2004 in Jeffersonville, Indiana. With worldwide membership, the Iron Order is one of the largest and fastest growing cop clubs in the world. The Iron Order has charters in every U.S. state and 8 countries around the world. Membership is open to males over the age of 18. The Iron Order Club was founded in Jefferson, Indiana, when 8 men, Bad Dog, Big Rick, Chief, Chopper, Doc, Ice, Professor, and Willie Ball. On Independence Day, the following year, the club expanded into Georgia. And by the end of 2006, several chapters have been established in 6 additional states. Since then, the club has grown significantly, approximately 224 charters across the continental United States, as well as branches out internationally with chapters in 8 other countries across the world, including Aruba. They're in Canada, England, Germany, and Puerto Rico. According to the website, the Iron Order Club seeks to emulate motorcycle clubs of the 50s and 60s, adapting the nonconformist attitude of those early clubs. The Iron Order states it is not an outlaw or a 1% club, but they do have a diamond on their fucking cap.
And they follow a lot of the guidelines of a 1% outlaw club.
Yeah, but they're cops, so
Yep.
And so I've read a lot, right? And they say that anyone affiliated with this club, if you join this club or attempt to join this club, and then you try to go to another club that's affiliated with any outlaw club, that will not accept you.
No,
They will turn you away.
Hopefully any outlaw club wouldn't accept the next cop anyway, other than Gorilla.
Yeah, there's quite a few law enforcement that became outlaw club members.
At least, Gorilla was an ex-Philadelphia cop, but man, dude was real 24/7. No, it is what it is, man. You know.
I think all clubs, some of them slip through the cracks, right?
They might slip through the cracks. They might slip through the cracks, but you know, bottom line is cop club's cop club.
Have you ever heard of Angels accepting a police officer in the club?
No, I've never heard of them accepting one. I've heard that some infiltrated, and then there was, Dum Dum Dobbins who portrayed himself as becoming a patch member, which he truly never did.
Yeah, he wasn't a member. No, he did that fake murder and then says they put a vest over him and all this shit. But so it says it's not a 1% club, nor does it endorse or condone any form of criminal activity to its membership. However, both American Motorcycle Association and the U.S. Justice Department have labeled them an outlaw motorcycle club, and good. Yep. That's great. The membership of the Iron Order MC is made up of individuals from every possible background, including active, retired military, and law enforcement personnel. Despite this, the club is actively monitored by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Yeah, because they have members in it.
Yep.
In 2014, the ATF publicly released records of their recent surveillance on the outlaw motorcycle gangs. The Iron Order MC was named in the record regarding their significant rivalry with other OMGs and their propensity for violence. Additionally, certain commands and stations within the U.S. military have put restrictions on their members from joining, believing the outlaw or the Iron Order is a gang. So they do charitable work too. The Iron Order Motorcycle Club is involved in a magnitude of charities, particularly at local levels within each charter and region. Organization firmly believes that giving back to the communities in which they ride. During 2016 Massachusetts, the Iron Order raised $13,000 for Greater New Bedford to support veterans transitional housing. Additionally, members from Fairfield, Cape Cod chapters paid for building permits and material for a wheelchair ramp and community members who recently lost their leg. So there were different incidents against the Iron Order and other clubs. Now, this is where it all gets crazy, right? Now, there's a common theme amongst all this. So the Iron Order goes out of its way to avoid criminal activity, but remains steadfast on being an independent and neutral motorcycle club. This has resulted in various verbal and physical altercations with other clubs. On June 5th, 2013, an altercation involving the Iron Order and the Los Bros MC occurred in Cheyenne, Wyoming. The scuffle involved 20 people and ended with the arrest of 2 Los Brovos MC members. On June 26, 2014, Zachariah Tipton, a member of the Black Pistons Motorcycle Club, a support club for the Outlaws Motorcycle Club, was shot and killed by an Iron Order prospect, Christopher Stone, in self-defense. The Florida State Attorney did not charge Stone, stating they believed his actions were justified. On June 7, 2014, an altercation occurred between members of the Iron Order and the Chosen Sons MC. No member of the Iron Order was charged. However, 4 members of the Chosen Sons MC were arrested and received charges. During this period, the group also managed to build up significant rivalry with the Hells Angels due to their history with law enforcement. On February 21st, 2015, a shootout occurred in Meriden, Mississippi, between members of the Iron Order Motorcycle Club and the Pistoleros MC. 3 people were injured. On June 10, 2015, the Iron Order was involved in a fight with the Iron Horseman MC in Kentucky. 1 person was hit by a vehicle, was a woman. A year later, 3 people would be shot in an altercation between the Iron Order and the Banditos Motorcycle Club. On June 19, 2015, around 9:30 p.m., outside of a restaurant in Lower Heidelberg Township, PA, a fight broke out between Iron Order members Wayne Ritchie and Timothy Martin and a civilian, Mark Groff. Groff's fiancee, Tanya Folk, was involved, during which time she fell in front of a moving vehicle and is believed to have been run over by the back right wheel. The Burke County District Attorney, John Adams, stated that their investigation did not uncover enough information to file homicide charges because she was killed. Subsequent lawsuit was filed on the estate, but it was dismissed with prejudice. So you get that, right?
Of course.
Of course, Iron Order was not charged. Nobody involved was charged. So far, no one was charged in any of these cases. So on July 30th, 2016, an event of National Western Complex in Denver, Colorado, members of the Mongols Motorcycle Club and members of the Iron Order clashed, resulting in multiple injuries. 2 members of the Mongols were shot. 1 died. 1 member of the Iron Order, Derek Kong Duran, was arrested and can be observed in possession of a firearm. Here, I got a picture of him holding the gun. Let me see. I'm pretty sure this is him. And let me see. I'll have to dig up the picture. Yeah, I got it right here. Here's a picture of him after the incident. That's him on the left. You can see the gun in his right hand. So during this altercation, 1 person died. 1 member of the Iron Order can be observed in possession of a firearm. Surveillance video provided, as well as being a member of the motorcycle club. Derek Duran, an employee at Colorado Department of Corrections. Denver District Attorney dropped the charges against Duran. And it was determined he acted in self-defense. So no, he was never charged.
No.
That's
They're
crazy.
sworn, they're sworn to uphold an oath and follow their laws, but they're beyond. There's years ago I watched a program and it was there's no one to commit a crime better than a cop, a detective,
100%.
anybody that's because they know how the laws are. They know how to cover shit up. And here you have in these cases, cops, whether active or retired, covering up the truth, just as they do every single day when they wear that badge, because
It's
they'll go to
crazy.
no extent to cover up their corruption.
So this is the type of stuff they do with prospects. That's a dude with a property patch on.
Yeah.
That's what they do with their prospects. Shit like this. Shit like this. They make them like paint their face and do stupid shit with them. They draw on them when they're sleeping. Draw dicks on their face and stuff. Just weirdo shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are straight up cops. Straight up cops.
Most of the cops are weird anyway, dude. Ask any one of their old ladies who's divorced them. They're into some freaky shit.
Yeah, but so if you ask anybody, they swear they're not a cop club. They swear they're just a regular club. But I don't know, man.
Now, they're an above the law club, okay? Above it, because they know the laws and they skirt around the laws and they just do whatever they want to do.
You see, in every single one of those cases where they had an altercation with another club, they were protected by the cops. The other
absolutely.
club is the one that got charges and arrested.
The blue code, they call it, the code of the blue for cops. And it's bullshit. They need to be upheld to the laws they're supposed to upstand and enforce daily. But they manipulate the law to benefit themselves.
I don't think they shouldn't be able to be involved in motorcycle clubs. I don't think they should if you're law enforcement.
Not at all. I can't wait to the day I'll be jumping up and down on the couch screaming when one of them gets banged in a RICO.
Oh, it'll happen.
Oh, I hope it does. I seriously hope it does.
Oh, you remember when that there was that one guy, the sheriff that was riding with the Mongols and he got busted, remember?
Yep.
Yeah, and he just had an affiliation. He wasn't even a member. So it's crazy.
It's ridiculous what they allow law enforcement to do. I'm not saying, you know what, man? There's a need for law enforcement in some manner. A woman and her kids are getting beat up on the street by one of these illegals that haven't been deported yet. Yeah, the cop needs the right to just go smoke them. That's my personal thought on it. And it is what it is. But these cops that think they're above the law and manipulate it, twist it for their own benefit, they're no better than everybody else. Hold them to the same laws that you hold every other individual to.
Yeah, this doesn't show, if all those cases that I just named and nobody was charged, that doesn't show some type of favoritism. That's crazy. That's insane. That means they could go around and do whatever they want. And if another motorcycle club fights back, they get in trouble. It reminds me of when all these, when the migrants were here and the Democrats were in power, It was like
Yeah.
if anybody from America ended up fighting back with these migrants, you would get arrested and they get to go
Yep.
free, right?
Absolutely. No bond, nothing. Just kick them back out on the street.
Yeah, and they could do anything they want. But American citizens do something and you be held to the highest extent of the law. It's crazy.
Yep.
They hide behind their badge, they talk shit and cry later.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what Rick says. So
they'll bring up they'll bring up their past, how good of a cop they were. But you're a dirty cop. I personally don't know many cops, and I had officers in my family, you know, uncles and cousins and stuff. And trust me, dude, some of those dudes was dirty as the day was long. You know, straight up. And they laughed about being dirty cops.
I mean, did you see a whole police force was busted recently? Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that one.
Hold on, I'll tell you the story. Entire police force put on leave. So an entire police force put on leave after the chief, 4 officers on multiple charges. Alabama, Coleman, Alabama. The entire police force of Alabama City was placed on leave after 5 officers, including the police chief and one of their spouses, were indicted by a grand jury and arrested on multiple charges. So one of them is accused of going in the evidence room and stealing drugs.
Nah, not a cop.
Yeah. So
Bill,
it
I tell
says
you what, when I grew up, I came from a small town, man. And there was this one guy, he owned a service station. And you know, he was divorced, man. He was a whore. Mel. And, you know, he had a couple of cops that lived at his house and stuff. Dude, there was more junk that used to lay out on the coffee table, the glass coffee table in his living room, than there was in the evidence room. Because back then, when the cops used to grab you up, you had something, they used to take you down one of them dirt roads, beat the shit out of you, throw you out of the car, and take your shit home.
What are you sticking up for the illegals? We got someone in there telling us not to be political.
Oh, is there? Flush that toilet.
You should go with anybody. Now you guys are getting too political. Well, screw you. You can go with them. How about that? Flushed. How does it feel looking from the sidelines and not being able to comment? Does that feel good? Yeah, I don't see him anymore. Where'd he go?
He probably ran off to one of the Kamala or Joe Biden's podcasts that are running. Not failed leaders.
So this Justin Merlino said he's only exposing people if he has paperwork. Oh, how convenient is that, right?
How convenient is that, Joey?
When Chuck's case is sealed. Chuck Zito definitely worked with the feds, 100%.
You do not get your case sealed. How do the other brothers that were there then that got arrested and did time feel when they find out that this individual's case is sealed by the state?
And he got a Rule 35 and was released early.
And the Rule 35 that he openly said he took. So you cooperated in some manner with law enforcement to accept that Rule 35.
100%.
Absolutely. Flat out reason to be out of the club. No contact. conduct unbecoming, yet he's still allowed to come around. How does that reflect on those guys that did time when they find out what he truly did? When the club finds out this guy cooperated with law enforcement, was that okay? Did it go to the USA or the world in HA to get approval for Chuck Zito to take this Rule 35 in that case where other members wound up incarcerated for long periods of time?
Yeah, but you know what happens if someone cooperates and their co-defendants or anybody involved, if they end up taking a plea, then he doesn't have to testify and it never gets put out in public. And they just seal the case and he doesn't have to do anything.
Yep.
But so I don't know what his defense would be. His defense, people are like trying to claim, oh, he had an unjust sentence and that's why he got a reduction. There was no reason for him to get a reduction in his case. Absolutely, for no reason.
If he followed the guidelines, the bylaws of the motorcycle club, he wasn't allowed to testify or talk about it in any way. Well, how did he get a reduction in his sentence? Again, there's gray areas in who you know and who you BLOW.
Crazy, man.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, Calvin says Chuck's been milking the 81 for decades. The only reason some take him seriously. I think he kind of uses that as a tool, right?
I think he used it to further advance his career. Other than that, you know, I'm sorry, you took Rule 35. You're a snitch. You're a rat.
What has he done for the club?
Go hang out with Merlino.
What has he done for the club?
He's done nothing but ride on the coattail of the wholesome ones that are there.
It's crazy. And you'll never be able to see what's in that case because it's sealed.
Nope.
He knows what it is.
I'm sure the right money you could find somebody crooked that would actually accidentally put that information out for the right money.
He knows what's in that case.
Yep.
And I don't think he wanted that to be out there that he took a Rule 35.
No.
Vlad was asking him questions, and he let it slip. He said, "Oh, how did you get out? You had 10 years. How did you get out?"
Hey, there was John the Baptist and several other angels wound up going to jail for long sentences.
Did they get a reduction?
They didn't get any reduction. They kept their mouths shut, and they did whatever they had to do.
Yeah, if how come they didn't get a reduction? If he got one with a Rule 35, how come they didn't get a reduction in their sentence?
You have to give them something to get something. It's not just given to him. He gave them something to get it. And the club need not forget that when they let him come to the next party.
That's crazy. I don't think a lot of this information wasn't out there until he let it out.
He let it out. And he accidentally let it out.
Yeah, he didn't want that to be out there. No way.
Yep.
There are guys who ride and risk their lives so the club can continue, only for guys like Chuck to use the club for personal gain. It's actually against the bylaws.
There you have it. Somebody knows a little something there.
100%. Lindsay, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
I don't know how long ago it was there, Bill. Supposedly Zito was his status was changed, and whomever it was stood up for him, whatever, and his status didn't get changed. What the fuck are you think? What are you thinking? Why would you do that, especially now?
Yeah,
now
what would
know
be,
what he is.
What would be the reason for them to not change his status if the club where he originates from, wanted to change his status. I can't hear you, Repo. I think we got a delay.
I'm here.
Oh,
We'll come back in a minute.
what would be the reason for them to put him back?
I have no idea. Why would they take him back?
The math ain't mathing.
Right.
And I want to know what the charter where he is now. I want to know what they think about this Rule 35.
Well, as far as I know, he's not in any charter at this time. He's out of the club, but he's still, his status is out good or just out. So he's allowed to come around. Well, they ought to really rethink that and look into it and question, what did he do to get Rule 35? Because they didn't just hand it to him.
No.
You gave him something.
No, they don't just come to you and say, hey, we're going to give you a reduction in 3
Nope.
years off your sentence. And he didn't have an unjust sentence like he claims. It wasn't for unjust reasons of why his sentence was reduced.
Oh, wait, he got pulled over in his Chevelle or whatever it was recently with the antique tags, and they towed it and found it. That was unjust because he's Chuck Zito. Ah, man, you ain't no different than anybody else. No different.
Yeah, he was screaming and crying on the side of the road.
Yep.
My friend is President Trump. What are you going to let me go?
Yeah.
I think he wants to use everything to his benefit.
He's Hollywood. He's not club material. He's Hollywood material, if that even anymore.
I don't. He wasn't a good actor in any of the movies he was in. I don't think. This dude loves himself more than anything. I mean, that's good to love yourself, but this dude's fucking infatuated with himself. He really is.
I'm sorry, man. There's dudes out there that live it, breathe it, sweat it, bleed it, and die for it. And they don't take a snitch package. They don't take a Rule 35. They don't take dropping 30 more years on your brother so you can get out of 5 or 10. Burns my ass.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then he tries to say it was a phone call. I got convicted of a phone call offense.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a phone call offense. This dude's living in fantasy land. So I got a funny video for you, man. You guys are going to laugh your ass off. Mickey, what's going on? Arthur, what's good? Thank you guys for joining us. People like that make the club world look bad. 100%. 100%. Yep. Check this video. You guys want to laugh your ass off? Check this out.
I'm pregnant.
It's all good.
Hey, it's a boy. Sorry, guys, I'm pregnant. It's a they them. It's a they them. May I have your full support?
Yeah, what do you need?
Would you like to go camping?
I'm good.
I have a hutch full of marshmallows and a pony.
Nice.
Do you want to go?
I'm good.
I'm going Christmas Eve. We're going to drink peppermint schnapps and peppermint cocoa.
$24.99.
You sure you don't want to go camping?
I'm good, but I appreciate it.
Thank you. You're very kind. Were you standing there the whole time? No. Guarda español. Sí. ¿Sí o no? Sí. Sí.
It's too funny, man.
Actually sounds like one of my dogs sleeping.
I think he has a machine in his pocket or something.
Yeah.
It's fucking
I'm good,
hilarious.
and you?
What did you do?
When?
Watch this. He goes up to this couple and goes, "Forgive me in advance."
Just now.
Oh, I was shopping at Ross. Do you go You'll beg my pardon. Oh, I like your jammies.
Oh,
The marching and all that.
He would have got punched in his face.
Sorry. Sorry. So sorry. Can I get a witness?
Can I get a witness?
Thank you for witnessing.
Thank you for witnessing. I can't, man.
That's what some of these guys sound like when they're
Thank you
taking
so
plea
much.
deals.
Thank you.
That's what these guys sound like when they
This
talk.
is for you, Keys. Hey, gentlemen, I'm gonna need you guys to forgive me. Thank you in advance for your forgiveness.
Thank you in advance for your forgiveness. No. I would have to say, are you all right?
Mm-hmm.
Go up to that guy. Are you all right?
Clean up aisle 3.
Calvin says no difference from guys that use the club to sell drugs. It's toxic and not what the club or the clubs are for. 100%.
Bill, and like I just did 4 more shows with Vice, and it like a couple of things they were like trying to drive at was like labeling the club as this gang organization that promotes the sale of drugs and this and that. And the motorcycle's not. The motorcycle club is not that. They do not promote the sale of drugs and weapons and all this other stuff. It's the individual, you know? It's an individual thing. The club's not condoning it. If that's what your business is, you're doing that on your own. You're not doing that because the club is telling you to do it.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, they just kept trying to push for me to tell them that in this recording for a show. And I'm like, but that's not the truth. So, you know, if that's what you need to sell this show, I'm the wrong guy. Because I'm not going to sit here and call the club a gang and that the gang or that the motorcycle club is a gang and, you know, they tell you to go out and do this kind of shit. They don't. You know, if
it's on an individual, it's an individual basis, right?
Yep.
And just because one person or a couple people involved with some bullshit doesn't mean the whole club is directed to do that type of activity. They don't come to you guys and say, "All right, you guys are going to sell drugs on Friday night."
Not once, never.
But that's what law enforcement tries to portray it, right?
Yep.
That's what they want people to think.
They want you to think that. They
100%.
want the general public to believe that's what goes on. You know, that's how they prep a juror to be on a witness or to be up there one day and convict people. Is they want the general public scared. And, you know, they already put it in their mind, you know, these people are bad people because these people have watched the news and the falsifications and the lies. Not all guys are good to get locked up, no, but not all of them are bad. And there's a lot of cases that are unjust out there, that are illegal incarcerations and convictions just because they got a badge and they can.
100%. Do you think that the media, well, law enforcement gets the media to portray them as like criminal organizations so that the world looks at them like that, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But I gotta say, there's been a couple of media sources out there, you know, for what it is. At that time, they actually credited the guy that was up on the charges because they didn't believe what they were seeing. And they had other reported cases of illicit and criminal activity by those police forces. And when the whole thing came down to light, those cops have manipulated and manifested shit that wasn't real. And those guys got off. And I do believe it was the media actually reporting truly what was going on that allowed those guys their freedom as just should have been.
Yeah.
Well, that's not always the case.
Like Calvin says, most bikers work their ass off so they can afford the lifestyle. A lot of them have businesses. A lot of them are professional people, and they ride with them at night. Like, I don't see what the problem is. Some people are more involved than others, but like, it's not a criminal enterprise like people, like a lot of people think. They think like, oh, they have meetings and they're all just talking about how they're going to sell drugs and beat people up at events.
Because these people watch that stupid ass show, Sons of Anarchy. They watch Sons of Anarchy, and oh, that's real life. It's not. Get a clue. Get a grip.
Yeah, a lot of people believe
Hollywood.
that shit, though.
I know.
A lot of people believe it. They think, they think it's real, though.
You know, every episode in Sons of Anarchy, they're whacking somebody, they're selling dope, they're selling firearms. That's bullshit. That's not the true lifestyle.
100%.
But if they can sell it and make that money, that's all that matters.
Yeah, or if they can keep portraying them a certain way, and
they don't care about that backlash from what they put on national television happening.
Look at the Iron Order. They let them get away with shit. They're fucking police officers, and they're portraying a fucking outlaw motorcycle club. I mean, look at these cuts. Tell me this doesn't look like a fucking outlaw motorcycle club.
Yep.
That's the Iron On Order.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, come on. They got black and white colors. They couldn't be unique. They get their own, right?
No, it disgusts me to see law enforcement allowed to be corrupt. You know, they're supposed to hold themselves to a higher standard, and they don't. A majority of them.
100%. I mean, they're supposed to protect the public, but I think they go out there looking for problems. They go out there
or they go out and create
them. Sorry for the disruption, but fuck them piggies.
What did he say?
Don't worry. He said, sorry for the disruption, but fuck those piggies. Listen, fuck all them cop clubs. Fuck them cops. They're the real criminals. They're the ones getting away with this shit. Look at every single case that I told you about. Every single case where people were hurt or shot, they all got away with it. The other club got charged. How is that possible? It makes absolutely no sense.
It's the system, and the system has to get restructured. If you're going to charge me with something that this cop did, okay, standing next to me, we both did it. He gets the same thing I get. Stop giving him favoritism. Throw the book at the cops harder, because they should know better.
So it says here that when that incident happened in Denver, right, Colorado, the military officials are considered banning the Iron Order. It says February 5th, 2016, Army officials in Colorado say they're considering placing the Iron Order, one of the fastest growing motorcycle clubs in the country, and particularly among military and law enforcement personnel, on an off-limits list of extremist groups and criminal gangs in the wake of a deadly biker brawl in Denver. After what happened this weekend, it's definitely under review, Colonel Jason Brown said, spokesman for Fort Carlson's 4th Infantry Division. One man was killed and several others critically injured when dozens of bikers from the Iron Order and the Mongols Motorcycle Club collided in gun and knife fight on Saturday swap meet downtown Denver. Like, so why is it okay for the police in cuts to be walking around with guns and shit, but anyone else that's in an outlaw motorcycle club, they're trying to make it against the law for them to carry a firearm? Why is it okay for them, but it's not okay for the other people? Why?
Yeah. I want to see the Department of Justice label them a terrorist organization. If they're flying a patch, especially wearing a badge, carrying a gun, let them be labeled a terrorist organization and then charge them like you would charge us.
Yeah, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right?
Yeah.
100%. They should in all of them cases where people were shot or people were beat up, they should have been charged too. They should have put them cops right in the cell with them other people. But instead, nope. The Black Pistons are charged, or another club are charged. The Banditos are charged. But no, not the Iron Order. And why do you think is that? Why do you think they drop every single case that is ever put against them? Because they look at them like, oh, they're our cop buddies, so they gotta fucking help them out, right?
Yep.
Now look at this. This dude just got done shooting a person, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna show you something. Watch this. This guy just got done shooting a person, and look what the cops sitting there letting him use his cell phone.
Of course.
Because they're all buddies.
Yep.
How is that? Like, how is that fair? I mean, if it was anybody else, right, that shot a person inside a building with other crowds of other people, you'd be in jail. Look, this dude has a gun in his hand. Look at all these people around. Dude has a gun in his hand.
Yep.
This is him. And then right after the shooting, you got him sitting here on a cell phone.
Yeah, of course.
What's the president telling him what to say?
Yep.
Probably, right? It's just, I think it's one-sided. It's okay for them, but it's not okay for other people, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's bullshit, man.
Yep, totally. But until you get Department of Justice, they should get an enhanced, anything they get charged with should be gang enhanced, because they're cops. They're supposed to already know the law, that they go out there every day and uphold and enforce.
Yeah, if they get caught breaking the law, they should be held to a different standard than most
Absolutely.
people.
A much higher enhanced liability.
Yeah, but they don't. They usually get a slap on the wrist if they get in trouble.
Yeah, well, that's where you're going to see, when they go out there and they start acting like 1% clubs. And I don't give a shit what kind of background they got. I think we're in a different world today. You're going to see true 1% motorcycle clubs, when this Iron Order starts giving them some shit, really hand their ass to them.
Yeah, but these guys have legal firearms, and
hey, a lot of guys that are in 1% motorcycle clubs have legal firearms just as well.
I know, and they're trying to outlaw that. So what's going to happen
trying.
when they outlaw carrying concealed permit for people in outlaw motorcycle club? Are they going to do it for people in the Iron
They're
Order
going to do
too?
it. Exactly.
Or are they going to let them get away with it because they're law enforcement?
Yep. That's where our laws don't work.
100%.
Our laws do not truly work properly.
How far are you, man?
Virginia so far. It's not too bad.
You're lucky,
Just
man.
getting into the thick of the traffic thing here now, but
you're gonna have a suntan in a couple days, right?
Yep.
You gonna go checking out the alligators again?
If I got time, I got business. I'm actually leaving like 3 days before I was to get back there because some things came up and I got to get down there to handle them quicker than later. So,
hey, Mountain Woman, I hit up my boy with the hats. If anyone is interested in these hats, curb stomp your local pedo. Hit me up. J-Rock is the one.
We got Mountain Woman in there.
J-Rock is the guy that has these. He's on Instagram. You could go check him out. It's JROKK. J-Rock. Go check him out, and I'll get you in touch with him. Mountain Woman, I sent him a message, so I'll get you his contact information. So I checked out Reddit, right? Reddit has a post, and it says, a club that has spat on traditions and protocols of motorcycle club life throughout the U.S., known to have law enforcement and correction officers in their ranks, and they have appeared to have used those connections to avoid prosecution after blatant attacks on other clubs. They are currently shunned by the majority of the established clubs as a pariah, including the clubs that similarly pop up, Iron Legacy and Iron Freedom. I guess those are branch off clubs.
Yeah, they could be. But what was that one we were speaking of, Bill? But down like they started in the South, and now they're first responders and firefighters primarily, but they allow law enforcement and previous law enforcement.
I don't know. I don't remember talking about them.
Some of them, but I had commented on one of the podcasts we had done previously. One of the guys that got in that club, and it's supposed to be first responders and stuff. He jokes about, like, he would go up to HA's parties in Jersey and stuff and other places and hang out in their clubhouses.
What?
Like, you're previous law enforcement, man, and you chilling in the HA clubhouse. Yep.
What? And the dude's a cop, you said?
Yep, he retired. But, you know, man, when they come and they pull.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Brandon's out of jail.
Yeah. You know, they outside, they taking pictures of everybody's plate. First dude they're going to go talk to is that guy that's former law enforcement. And what did you see in there? Oh, well, I saw this. And here this dude's inside. He was inside of Newark, New Jersey's clubhouse at an open party, taking pictures. Come on.
Yeah, recording conversations.
Yeah. Why don't y'all just open your doors up? Let him put a little something sticky up under your counter.
I think there's cops. I think there's cops that infiltrate all of these clubs.
Well, man, I'll tell you what. Like, they're just too much, too open. It
And
used
if not,
to be a
there's
lot more
informants, right?
closed door.
And if not, there's informants.
And now
maybe-
you got them out there. I don't know. You need money that bad? You got to go have an open party because your members can't support your charter? Go for it, but you just open the door.
Shit, it's getting choppy, man. I can barely hear you. Mickey Griggs says, I would encourage gun owners to read up on laws off ownership when they are strict state by state. I know Texas and California are starting to change their law and carry concealed permits. That anybody involved with a motorcycle club, no bueno. They're not letting you, like them two beast riders. One of the guys had a gun strapped to his chest, and they arrested both of them. Right here, these guys. These guys were riding down the highway. This guy on the left had a 4.4 strapped to his chest, and the other guy had a gun. He's a prospect on the right, and they were pulled over and both arrested. And they're not criminals. They were never convicted or charged with any crime, but now they're being looked at like criminals because of their cuts. It's crazy.
No. Billy, I'm gonna get up out of this thing, man.
All right, man. You have a safe trip.
I will. Just get down to where it's gonna start getting tight, so keep my eyes
Go
on the road.
subscribe to Repo if you're watching through Chatting with Staxx or you're watching through the Black Hand. Go subscribe to Repo. He's got great content. He's on quite a bit, probably more than me. I appreciate you, man.
All right. Everybody, take care.
Thanks. Have a great day, bro.
Will do. See you.
All right, later. I appreciate all you guys, and a lot more content dropping. Tonight is Eric Audet. He spent 3 years in Pakistan, and part 1 is dropping tonight. It's a really good story. You guys don't want to miss it.
How you doing? I'm Eric Audet. I wrote the book 3 Years in Pakistan, the Eric Audet story. If you haven't seen it on Locked Up Abroad or my documentary, 3 Years in Pakistan, you should check it out on Amazon. Also, I'm chatting with Staxx.
If you like this content, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like the show, you already know what to do. Start your own fucking podcast. I appreciate all you guys. And remember, don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.